will in this particular broadcast, but you'll notice a lot of O's: Olodumare, Olorun, right? And Orun we know from the book Grasping the Root of Divine Power. Orun is heaven. Some people call that the skies. So when you say Olorun, you have the owner of heaven or the master of the skies. So this is what Olorun is speaking about, the heavenly aspect of the supreme. And we have to say the owner because I know traditionally, or rather religiously, many of us were taught that God or the supreme being lives in heaven. But as you get more into these series, you'll understand that that supreme being cannot be contained. So it's actually impossible for God or the supreme to live in heaven. Heaven lives inside of the supreme. Okay, so Olorun being the owner of heavens, that's the aspect of the supreme, which is you. That's the aspect of the supreme that governs heaven or the upper worlds. Now, here's another thing to know, that you have Olorun, but even let's say with like Shango, each Orisha has their own heaven and hell. So Shango has a heaven of his own, as well as a hell. Oshun has a heaven and hell. Ogun has a heaven and hell. They all have different, these are different realms for you to go through. And eventually you'll come full circle back home because these particular planes of reality are not your home. They may feel good when you're interacting with these energies and you're doing your rituals and your invocations, and you'll realize you've traveled somewhere other than where you currently are in your reality. But these are their realms, okay? And they have their own heaven and hell. So for instance, what would be heaven and hell for a Shango energy or for a Shango reality? Heaven would be controlling things, seeing everything that's going on around it, speaking words of life, inspiration and motivation, possessing the ability to come to conclusions either through warfare, debate, or conjoining. It would also be obviously being in a place of leadership, being in a place where one could be the ruler of all that they survey, representing that kingly or that royal energy. Now, what would be hell? Being ineffectual in your speech, not having the ability to bring people to. So Oduduwa, meaning the black one, or in some systems, Oduduwa is the black woman. That's what it means, the black woman. Okay. And Oduduwa has another name that they call it sometimes Iya Akbe. Iya Akbe. What is Iya Akbe? The mother who receives. All right, so mother who receives, we're talking about a womb energy or an earth energy, but clearly a female energy, because the female is receptive while the man is expansive, or the male, I should say, is expansive. Female receptive, male expansive. They need each other. Okay, they need each other. Dark, receptive, light, expansive. Satan, receptive, God, expansive. Man, expansive, woman, receptive. Sky, expansive, earth, receptive. Water, receptive. Okay? Study your I Ching, all right? To understand those first two hexagrams. It's dealing with heaven, and one is dealing with earth. And understand what the receptive earth means, as well as heaven. Okay, we're dealing about expansion, we're dealing with expansive and receptivity in our energy. All right. So now, Oduduwa, omnipotency. Oduduwa is oftentimes mated with Obatala, Obatala, king of the white cloth. So now you have the king of the white cloth, who's oftentimes mated with the black one. Metaphorically, expansive energy and receptive energy, or electric energy and magnetic energy, or yang energy and yin energy, or light energy and dark energy, or again, white energy and black energy are mated together. All right. And through that, we have evolution that occurs. We're going to get into that. So Oduduwa being the black one, or Iya Agbe, most time in Yoruba tradition is syncretized with the earth, where we have Obatala often is syncretized with the air. Okay, so the marriage or the connection between Oduduwa and Obatala, information locked into that sperm cell. The womb then takes it, turns it into something, morphs it, transforms it into something, releases it, and then goes back to its original state. It's indifferentiated matter or undifferentiated matter. Okay, it's matter that can transform, morph, move, and then go back to its original state. It's undifferentiated. It's all powerful because it also has the ability to completely envelop and engulf anything that it comes into contact with. There's a very good movie that you should pick up, and it's by Disney. It came out, I'm usually good with the years, but I don't remember. It came out in the 70s, okay? And the name of the movie is The Black Hole. The Black Hole. Very good movie. Okay, it was a Disney movie, but, you know, you're dealing with Disney, you're dealing with occultism. And there's a scene in the movie in the beginning, and I'm going to paraphrase because I don't remember it word for word, but there was a line that was said. They were space travelers, and they were approaching a black hole, right? Or the black hole that the movie's about. And one of the characters said, "Wow, every time I see a black hole, it just gives me the shivers because all I associate a black hole with is a man being at the bottom of it, standing in a red suit with a pitchfork." So what they were saying is that the black hole is hell. Why is the black hole hell? Well, we covered in the Olun podcast about the hell mouth, and we discovered that the hell mouth represented feminine energy, or the Leviathan, that snake under the water with the hell mouth. When it opens up its mouth, and it swallows all the ships in, particularly all of the men, and even more particular, all of the seamen. The hell mouth of the Leviathan takes in semen and devours them. Okay, so this movie, The Black Hole, it said, okay, well, that's something evil at the bottom of that hole. Why is it? Because that womb, that cosmic chakra point that we call a black hole, or that we call a Odu, or that we call Oduduwa, will transform and transmutate everything that it touches, everything that it comes into contact with. This is the power of the black one, or the black womb. This is Oduduwa. Now, there's a concept that we look at a lot when we deal with the womb.